Hello, my dear students. You are welcome to the student educational platform. I'm Mariam Muhammad from Ahmed Skandar School. Our lesson today it's grade 11, module 4, grade 11 and unit 11. The title, The Planet in Danger. In my lesson today, we have two sections. We have grammar section and we have reading section. And together, by the end of this unit, students will be able to report issues about the environment, talk about thoughts and feelings, talk about the environment. Okay? Look at this, please. We have some pictures and we have some words, adjective, nouns, and all of these words relate to the title about the environment, about our planet. Forest, trees, disease, pollution, air, water, melt. Melt as a verb. What's the meaning of melt? When we have a solid material and it is changed into liquid. Poison, panda, endangered. What's the meaning of endangered? It's an adjective, endangered, which means under threat, okay, or harmed. Smoke, chimneys, and atmosphere. Chimneys, it's a hole or passage that takes smoke out of the building. Look at this, please. We have 4 pictures and we have 4 words and phrases. And which types of damage to the planet are shown in these photographs? Match one of these words or phrases to each photograph, okay? Firstly, I want to read these words and phrases and talk about them. Number 1, global warming. Global warming. What's the meaning of this? It's gradual increase in the Earth's temperatures, which caused by the rise or by high level of carbon dioxide. And when we have a global warming, actually we have a flood in the future because we have a high level in the sea, okay? High level in the sea. Number 2, we have deforestation. Deforestation, which means cutting down the trees. And this leads to the desertification. Number 3, we have pollution, okay, which mostly is caused by smoke and fumes which release from factories and companies. Last one, we have endangered species. Endangered species. We have some animals and that are under threat and maybe in the future will become extinct, which means that don't exist, no longer exist. Global warming. Which picture express about this phrase, global warming? Picture number 2, okay, because we have flood and we have an increase in the sea level. Deforestation. Which pictures? It's here. We have cutting down the trees and this leads, as I said before, to the desert or desertification. Pollution, it's with this picture. We have smoke and fumes that relate from the factories and from companies. Last one, endangered species, like for example, panda that is endangered, okay? Number 1, or the first section, grammar section, talking about thoughts and feelings. State versus dynamic verbs. In general, we have state verbs and dynamic verbs. State verbs relate to state or conditions, okay? And dynamic verbs relate to or refers to action, okay? And in general, the most difference between state verbs and dynamic verbs, that state verbs, most verbs or state verbs don't accept ing at the end of them. But in dynamic verbs, according to the tense, they accept ing at the end of them. Please look at this. Dynamic verbs, verbs which refer to actions, are called dynamic verbs. We can use them in simple and continuous tenses, okay? In simple and continuous. Like I said, they accept ing at the end of them. Example, I usually drink coffee every morning for breakfast. The main verb, drink. Because I have usually and I have every, it's simple tense and I put drink. I usually drink. This morning I'm drinking tea. This morning, it refers to the present continuous or present progressive. So the verb drink, it's action verb, or it's dynamic verb and accepts ing at the end of it, and I add ing. Number 2, state verbs, verbs which refer to conditions or states. Conditions or state, not action, okay, are called state verbs. We don't usually use these verbs in continuous tenses. Not always, but usually. We have private cases and conditions, and I will talk about it later. Example, I believe traffic pollution is bad for us. I believe, it's a main verb, not unbelieving, because it's state verb. Believe, which means here I imagine or I think. Do you know where she lives? Do you know? We have the verb know, which is a state verb, okay? Not are you knowing, because it's state verb and doesn't accept ing at the end of it. We use the state verbs to express what we think or believe and how we feel, okay? We have thoughts and feelings. We have two lists that relate to state verb. We have exercise. Make a list of the verbs in these extracts from the interviews which people use to talk about their thoughts and feelings. We have 5 examples, and I want to make 2 lists, feelings and thoughts, and I will order these verbs that I will read now and order these verbs. Letter A. I don't think things are getting better. Don't think. The main verb is think. Can you order this verb in thoughts or feeling? Letter B. I suppose, which means consider. I suppose global warming is the most serious problem for me. Suppose. I think it relates to the thoughts. Letter C, the pollution is very bad. I believe. Okay, we have the verb believe. It's making people ill. Letter D, I love wild animals and I hate to think that more of them will become extinct. Love, we have the verb love and we have the verb hate. These verbs relate to the feelings, okay? The last one, I know what the problems are. People are hunting. We have the verb know. Know and suppose and think relate to the thoughts. And other verbs relate to the feelings. Thoughts, for example, think, suppose, believe, know, agree, expect, realize, suspect, understand. Feelings, love, hate, fear, like we see, we have these examples, and it's easy to order them in thoughts and feelings lists. We can use some thinking or believing verbs in continuous tenses. If we do this, their meaning changes. We have private cases, okay? Look at this, please. I think we should protect wild animals. I think. Think equals to believe, okay? I think or I believe. I imagine. Number 2, I'm thinking. Look at this. Thinking, it's an action verb or it's dynamic verb about getting a cat. I'm thinking, okay? It's equal to consider. I'm thinking. Think equals consider. Number 3, I expect things will improve. I expect, I believe, I think. Expect equals believe. I'm expecting a letter from my pen friend. I'm expecting a call from my friend. Okay, it means, expect means here, wait for. I'm waiting for, okay? What's the difference in meaning between the types of expecting in these sentences? I expect things will improve. I expect. I imagine. Okay? It's state verb. Number 2, I'm expecting a phone call from my brother. It's wait, I'm waiting for. Here, wait for. Okay. We have now the section, reading section. Like I said at the beginning, we have 2 sections. I finished now the first one, which is grammar about thoughts and feelings. And now we will move to the reading section. Okay, we have text about orangutans. It's interesting text. We will read and explain it, and we have some questions below this text. The title, Fight for Survival. A fight for survival. What's the meaning of fight? It's resist, okay? Survival, staying alive. Orangutans once lived all over Southeast Asia, but now are only found in the wild on the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. What's the meaning of orangutans? It's type of ape or chimpanzee, okay? And this type of chimpanzee or this animal live only in islands of Sumatra and Borneo. We will complete. Please pay attention to me. 10 years ago, there were approximately 40,000 orangutans in the wild. What's the meaning of approximately? It's around or almost, okay? There are now less than 20,000, and this number is decreasing every year. What's the meaning of decreasing? It's opposite of increasing. Decreasing, decrease, and increase. Make less or shorten, okay? The natural habitat of orangutans is the forest, but the forests themselves are in danger. The natural habitat. What's the meaning of habitat? It's a special environment or special place that many animals or plants live in or grow in. Every year, thousands of acres. What's the meaning of acres? Acres, it's area of land measuring or equals 4,840 square land. I will repeat. Every year, thousands of acres of trees are cut down for wood and to give farmers new land to grow their crops. Like we see, these forests are cut down to make new land to make farmers grow their crops. Also, serious forest fires destroyed large areas of forest in the 1990s. We have 2 reasons that destroy these forests. The first reason, that cutting down the trees to make a new land for farmers. The second reason was big fires or huge fires that happened in the 1990s. Orangutans depend on the forest for shelter and food and need large areas to find insects and fruit to eat. What's the meaning of shelter? Shelter is a place, special place to protect animals, people, or plants. For poor people living in these areas, orangutans can bring in money, but can also be a threat. Threat which means danger. Because of the reduction in the size of the forests where they live, orangutans now eat some of the crops that the farmers grow. Because of the reduction. What's the meaning of reduction? Reduction like decrease, reduce, okay? The verb of reduction, reduce. So it's common for people to kill adult orangutans to protect their crops and to kidnap and sell baby orangutans as pets. Kidnap. What's the meaning of the verb kidnap? When you take something in illegal way. But as adults, orangutans can be aggressive and difficult to keep. Aggressive, which means unkind or unfriend, okay? Several charity organizations are working to save the orangutans of Borneo and Sumatra. They take in unwanted pets and animals which have been kidnapped, prepare them for a new life in the wild, then set them free. They prepare them to live again in the wild. What's the meaning of set free? It's multiverb, set free, multiverb or phrasal verb, which means release, okay? The last sentence, please pay attention to me. The work of these charities is expensive, but it's making a difference to the survival of the orangutans. If we understand the text, we have some examples, some questions, and we want together to answer them. Please. Question letter A. Where did orangutans used to live? From the text, they live in islands of Sumatra and Borneo. All over Southeast Asia. Okay, what kind of places are Borneo and Sumatra? It's islands and forest, islands that contain forest, okay? They are islands with large forests, insects and fruits which make them suitable habitats for the orangutans. Letter C. How long has it taken for the population of wild orangutans to decrease by half? In the text, we taught the time is 10 years. Okay. Why do people cut down the forests? To make new land for farmers to grow their crops. To make space for farmers to grow their crops. In what other way have forests been destroyed? In 1919 we have a huge fire and this destroyed this area. Forest fire in the 1990s. Okay. Why do people kill adult orangutans? Because it becomes a threat and eat crops of farmers. To protect their crops and to kidnap baby orangutans to make money, like we said before. Letter G. What do they do with baby orangutans? Sell them and make money. Sell them as pets. Okay. Why aren't adult orangutans easy to keep as pets? Because it's aggressive. Because they can be aggressive, unkind or unfriend. The last question, what do the charity organizations do with the baby orangutans before they set them free? They prepare them for a new life in the wild. We finish these questions and we finish my lesson. Stay at home, please, for you and for us. I hope all the benefit from my lesson. Thanks.